back. Thanks for taking the time to join me, as always. I know people are busy. I'm going to tell you, I've just been messing around with some materials. I need some sort of white neon, bright stuff, picric, feathers dyed, and just trying to come up with something I think that which might work for the Dollaghan. And I'm going to tell you this wee fly here. That's the wee pattern there. I'm just going to show you how to put it together. Dead easy. Damn to it. Now, the hook and the vise is a Partridge Patriot double, size 10 in black nickel. We're going to start tying the thread with Uni Thread 80 in white, and this is just to keep the body and the light orange tag at the back as bright as we can. So I'm just running on a few mil of the thread. The tag in the rib of the fly is an ultra wire in blue, this nice colour here. I do like my ultra wires. They come in wide range of colours, and they're good for nymphs and stuff like that as well. But I'm just going to catch that in underneath, and then just running my thread down, tying in the wire until my thread's in line with the points of the hooks. Then I'm going to come around with 5 turns of the ultra wire. On the last turn, bring it up, and in between the 2 hooks just come around with a turn to catch this in, a couple of turns. Then you can bend and break away the wire. Now the tail on the fly is going to be a golden pheasant crest feather dyed in solar flare. That's the colour there. Now we feather off here, so we're just going to offer this up to the hook. Just come around with a couple of loose turns, because you just want to get your length. Now if you're happy enough with the length there, which I'm not, I'm just going to pull it in our wee tad. That's going to do me. I'm going to run it on up another 1.5 mil or so of thread, tying it in, come in and trim this the length of the body. I'm going to bring my thread back down, tied up against the tail. The next part of the hot butt or tag, if you, whatever you like to call it, is going to be the Uni Floss in light orange, this nice colour here. So I'm going to catch this in. We'll pull this in as tight as we dare go here. Just tie that in, and then we'll just come around with our floss. Now you're probably only looking, 1-2 turns of the floss should be plenty to create the next part of the tag. Then we're just going to catch this in. Now I'm just going to trim this roughly to the same length as the cut ends of the crest feather. And all I'm trying to do is just keep the body as level as I can here, because we're going to use a Lurex. You just don't want any lumps and bumps that'll show up. Now on the way back down, I'm going to tie in another piece of the blue wire for our rib, and just offer it in underneath again. A couple of turns to catch it in, bring the wire in underneath, run the thread back down, and bring my thread back up, because I'm going to take a couple of passes with the Lurex. I want the body to be nice and bright, and this is it here. It's Vineyard's Pearl Lurex wide. It would be a large. Now you can use Opal Mirage tinsel, give you the same effect. Pearl tinsel, anything. You make the body whatever you want to make it. You're going to be tying the fly. Now just catching it in there, and then we'll just come down with just overlapping turns of the bit of fluff of the Lurex, right tied up against our hot orange part of our tag or butt, and then just overlapping turns back up again, just nice and tight. Now what you could have done for added protection, you could have put some super glue there down there and wound the Lurex over the super glue. Now I'm just going to come in, trim away the excess of the Lurex. Then I'm going to come up with 3 turns of the blue wire up the body, follow this around with my thread, a couple of tight turns to secure, come in and bend and break away the wire. At this point I'm going to come in and switch over to a uni thread 80 in black, because I just want the head to be a bit darker. So just tie up over your white thread, then keeping a hold of your white and the waist tag of the black, just come in and trim that away. The wing on the fly is grey squirrel tail, dyed black. Just noticed there's a wee hair, just noticed of a bigger screen here. I just noticed it on the bigger screen. Just take that away. The wing is grey squirrel tail dyed black. If a wee drop it in the stacker, just going to give that a rattle. You're not looking to go crazy, in my opinion, with the squirrel tail as the hair. Now I just want the tips of the squirrel coming past the bends of the hook. I'm just going to hold it here on my finger and thumb, come in and take a measurement, trim away the excess over my bin. Just one wee hair there, it's just not level. Now I'm just going to get this as close to the shank of the hook as you can, and then just come around with a pinching loop. And all you're doing there, guys, is just taking the thread up, putting the thread into your fingers and pinching it down the way, and then you can put in a further few wraps of thread just to tighten up. Now squirrel tail has a tendency to pull out, so at this point I'm going to come in with some super glue. You could use varnish, you don't have to use super glue. And then I'm just going to bring the super glue that I've wiped onto the thread just down over the cut ends. Now on the way back up I'm going to put in a bit of flash, and this is just the UV micro flash. Now I'm just going to get 2 strands off here. Just offer these up to your hook. You can have them on top, on the sides, up to you. I'm going to fold them all back anyway and leave them in. So I'm just offering these onto the sides of the wing, taking a couple of turns, going to fold the excess back, and then just bring my thread back up over the top of the flash. Now I'm just going to leave it all in. I'm going to trim the longer pieces, just sort of way much the length of the tail. Now on the sides I'm just going to put a wee bit of a highlight, if you like. Now this is bronze mallard that has been dyed picric. Now you're not looking too much, you're just looking a few fibres either side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my side first, and I just want it the same length as the wing. A couple of turns will hold that in position, and then the same on your side. You don't need too much. I just bring the fibres out from the stem, just like that there. Hopefully you can see this. Then just tear them away, and then just onto your side. Just going to move the vise around here just to get this level. Just offer it up around with a couple of turns. Bring it back round so you can see it, and it's lovely and bright, the feather, when it's dyed with the picric acid. And I'm just going to come in and trim these away, the excess, and then it's all it's left for us to do is just to tidy up our head. Now, just going to bring the thread down to the eye and back up. Now you could brighten the head up even further too if you like. You could use a Glow Bright floss, number 4, just to give you that nice bright colour, or you could just leave it black like this. Now I'm happy with that, so I'm just going to come in with this is my whip finishing tool, and then we'll just throw in a whip finish, and you can sort of shape and tidy the head up at the same time when you're whip finishing your head. Pull your tang thread nice and tight, then come in and trim away your tang thread. Now that's a wee fly, but just to seal everything up, we coat of super glue first. Now don't like too much of this stuff, but I do like to put it on the heads of the fly when we're finished, particularly salmon and Dollaghan flies, because these things are going to take some punishment, especially if they catch fish, and you want the fly to last more than one fish. So always tie with that in mind, in my opinion. Now once that dries, I'll come in, guys, put on another couple of coats of varnish. But there you go, it's just something a wee bit different, just a wee bit of fun. Doesn't need to be taken too seriously. I don't want the fly tying police on my tail like the Keystone Cops. So if you fish for the Dollaghan, tie a few of those up. Hopefully they can catch you a few fish next season, all being well. God spares us. Until next time, guys, stay safe and tight lines.